Hi, I'm Dr. Mohammad Usman. Now let's talk about economy. There are several ways to help struggling economies of countries like Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Some options include encouraging foreign investment. This can be done by offering tax incentives and other benefits to foreign companies that invest in the country. Developing infrastructure. Investing in infrastructure such as roads, ports, and airports can improve the country's ability to trade and attract tourists. Promote exports. The government can support local businesses and industries by providing resources and incentives for them to increase their exports. Improve education and skill development. Investing in education and vocational training can help increase the productivity and competitiveness of the workforce. Reduce corruption. Reducing corruption can improve the business environment and increase foreign investment. Stabilizing currency. Implementing policies that stabilize the currency can help attract foreign investment and promote economic growth. Developing a strong agriculture structure. Developing a strong agriculture sector. Agriculture is one of the most important sectors of economy in Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Developing it will help to increase the GDP and improve the livelihood of the farmers. Reduce poverty and unemployment. The government can implement policies that aim to reduce poverty and unemployment, such as providing social safety nets and creating job training programs. These are just a few examples, and the specific steps that a country can take will depend on its unique circumstances and resources. Here are a few books that can help how to encourage foreign investment in a country. Foreign Direct Investment, Theory, Evidence and Practice by John Dunning. Foreign Direct Investment, a Study of Oman by Dr. Khalid Al-Yahmadi. Attracting Foreign Investment by United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD. In addition to the above strategies, here are a few other ways that countries like Pakistan could encourage foreign investment. Focusing on specific industries, Pakistan could identify industries where it has a competitive advantage, such as textiles or IT, and actively target foreign investment in those sectors. Partnering with other countries, Pakistan could form strategic partnerships with other countries, such as China, to attract investment in infrastructure projects like the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Offering tax holidays. Pakistan could offer tax holidays to foreign companies that invest in the country, which would help make it more attractive to investors. Establishing special economic zones. Pakistan could establish special economic zones where foreign companies would be provided with tax breaks and other incentives. Developing a one-stop shop for investors. Pakistan could create a central agency that would handle all aspects of foreign investment, from providing information to handling paperwork, to make the process as streamlined as possible. Focusing on e-commerce. With the world moving towards online e-commerce, Pakistan could focus on e-commerce to attract foreign investors. Offering subsidies. Pakistan could offer subsidies to foreign companies that invest in the country to help them offset some of the costs of doing business there. Offering joint ventures. Pakistan could offer joint ventures to foreign companies to attract them and make it easy for them to invest in the country. It's important to note that these are just a few examples, and it's always important to consider the country's specific circumstances and resources while formulating a strategy to attract foreign investment. Here are a few ways that a country can attract foreign investment in sectors like textiles and IT. Improving the investment climate. The government could improve the investment climate by simplifying regulations and procedures, reducing corruption and bureaucracy, and providing incentives for foreign investors. Offering tax breaks and other incentives. The government could offer tax breaks and other financial incentives to foreign investors to encourage them to invest in the textiles and IT industry. Building necessary infrastructure. The government could invest in building necessary infrastructure such as roads, ports, airports, and power plants to make it easier for foreign investors to do business in the country. Developing a skilled workforce. The government could invest in education and training to develop a skilled workforce that supports the textiles and IT sectors. Developing skilled workforce. The country could invest in education and training to develop a skilled workforce that can support the textiles and IT sectors. Creating trade agreements. The government could negotiate trade agreements with other countries to provide access to new markets for textile and IT products. Offering subsidies. The government could offer subsidies to textile and IT companies to reduce their costs of production and increase their competitiveness in the global market. Offering protection for intellectual property rights. The government could offering protection for intellectual property rights. The government could provide strong protection for intellectual property rights, which can help to attract foreign investment in the IT sector. Creating special economic zones. The government could create special economic zones with relaxed regulations and lower taxes to attract foreign investment in the textiles and IT sectors. Building a strong digital infrastructure. The government could invest in building a strong digital infrastructure, including high-speed internet, to support the growth of the IT sector. Creating a favorable exchange rate. The government could maintain a stable exchange rate to reduce the risk for foreign investors. It's important to note that these are just a few examples, and the specific steps that a country should take will depend on its unique circumstances and resources. Additionally, it's also important to note that attracting foreign investment is a long-term and complex process that requires a systemic and multifaceted approach. Here are a few ways that a country like Pakistan can attract partners for infrastructure projects. Public-private partnerships. Pakistan could establish public-private partnerships with private companies to finance, build and operate infrastructure projects. This can attract foreign investment in infrastructure projects and reduce the burden on the government. Bilateral agreements. Pakistan could establish bilateral agreements with other countries to jointly fund and develop infrastructure projects. This can help to attract foreign investment and expertise in infrastructure development. Infrastructure funds. Pakistan could establish infrastructure funds to attract foreign investment in infrastructure projects. These funds could be managed by private companies or international organizations and could provide a stable source of funding for infrastructure development. Build, operate, transfer agreements. Pakistan could establish, build, operate, transfer agreements with private companies to finance, build, and operate infrastructure projects. Under a build, operate, transfer agreement, the private company would be responsible for financing, constructing, and operating the infrastructure project and would be able to collect revenues from the project for a specific period of time. Creating special economic zones. The government could create special economic zones with relaxed regulations and lower taxes to attract foreign investment in infrastructure projects. Offering guarantees and insurance. Pakistan could offer guarantees and insurance to foreign investors to reduce the risk of investing in infrastructure projects. This can help to attract more foreign investment in infrastructure development. Offering tax holidays and other incentives. Pakistan could offer tax holidays and other financial incentives to foreign companies that invest in infrastructure projects. Creating a favorable exchange rate. The government could maintain a stable exchange rate to reduce the risk for foreign investors. It's important to note that these are just a few examples, and the specific steps that a country should take will depend on its unique circumstances and resources. Additionally, it's also important to note that attracting partners for infrastructure projects is a long-term and complex process that requires a systemic and multifaceted approach. It's also important to ensure that the policies and agreements are fair and beneficial for all parties involved. Here are a few books that can teach how to develop infrastructure in a country. Infrastructure Development and Investment Sourcebook by World Bank. Infrastructure Economics, A Guide to Economic Policy by Sergio Perelman. Building Countries, Infrastructure and the Formation of Economic Space by David Mitrani. In addition to the above strategies, here are a few other ways that countries can develop infrastructure. Public-private partnerships. Pakistan could use public-private partnerships to attract private investment in infrastructure projects. Investing in renewable energy. Pakistan could invest in renewable energy. Pakistan could invest in renewable energy infrastructure such as solar and wind power to reduce dependency on fossil fuels and improve energy security. Investing in renewable energy. Pakistan could invest in renewable energy infrastructure such as solar and wind power to reduce dependence on fossil fuels and improve energy security. Upgrading transportation infrastructure. Pakistan could upgrade its transportation infrastructure such as building new roads, airports and ports to improve connectivity and increase economic activity. Smart cities development. Pakistan could develop smart cities with modern infrastructure and technology to attract investment and improve the quality of life for citizens. Investing in digital infrastructure. Pakistan could invest in digital infrastructure such as expanding internet access and building data centers to support the growth of the digital economy. Investing in housing. Pakistan could invest in the construction of low-cost housing to help improve the living conditions of its citizens and support economic growth. Investing in housing. Pakistan could invest in the construction of low-cost housing to help improve the living conditions of its citizens and support economic growth. Investing in water and sanitation. Pakistan could invest in improving water supply and sanitation infrastructure to help promote public health and economic growth. Investing in rural infrastructure. Pakistan could invest in the development of rural infrastructure such as building roads and schools to help improve the living conditions of people in rural areas and promote economic development. It's important to note that these are just a few examples, and the specific steps that a country should take will depend on its unique circumstances and resources. Here are a few books that can help teach how to improve the education and skills of the people in a country. Improving Education, A Global Perspective by Eric Hanushek and Luger Wospan. The Skillful Teacher on Technique, Trust and Responsiveness in the Classroom by Stephen D. Brookfield. The Global Education Industry, Lessons from Business and Education by Andries Schleicher. In addition to the above strategies, here are a few other ways that countries like Pakistan could improve the education and skills of its people. In addition to the above strategies, here are a few other ways that countries like Pakistan could improve the education and skills of its people. Investing in early childhood education. Pakistan could invest in early childhood education to provide children with a strong foundation for learning and development. Increasing access to education. Pakistan could increase access to education by building more schools, training more teachers, and providing financial aid to disadvantaged students. Improving the quality of education. Pakistan could invest in improving the quality of education by providing better training and resources for teachers and by implementing standardized testing and accountability measures. Improving the quality of education. Pakistan could invest in improving the quality of education by providing better training and resources for teachers and by implementing standardized testing and accountability measures. Improving the quality of education. Pakistan could invest in improving the quality of education by providing better training and resources for teachers and by implementing standardized testing and accountability measures. Focusing on vocational education and training. Pakistan could focus on vocational education and training to provide students with the skills they need to enter the workforce and meet the demands of the job market. Investing in technology. Pakistan could invest in technology such as online learning platforms and educational software to enhance the quality of education and make it more accessible. Promoting lifelong learning. Pakistan could promote lifelong learning by providing opportunities for adults to improve their skills and knowledge throughout their lives. Encouraging private sector involvement. Pakistan could encourage private sector involvement in education such as through partnership with businesses to bring new resources and perspectives to the education system. Investing in teacher training. Pakistan could invest in training for teachers to develop their skills and improve the quality of education. It's important to note that these are just a few examples, and the specific steps that a country should take will depend on its unique circumstances and resources. Additionally, the country should also focus on developing a curriculum that aligns with the industry needs and tailors the education to the local context. But I think it should be tailored to the education levels of international context. Here are a few books that can help teach how to promote exports in a country. Promoting exports, a policy guide by World Trade Organization. Exporting, the definitive guide to selling abroad profitably by Jim Cockrum. The Oxford Handbook of International Trade by Richard Baldwin and Philip Martin. And in addition to the above strategies, here are a few other ways that countries like Pakistan could promote exports. Developing export promotion agencies. Pakistan could establish export promotion agencies to provide information, advice, and support to businesses looking to export their products. Improving product quality. Pakistan could invest in improving the quality of its products to make them more competitive on the global market. Diversifying exports. Pakistan could diversify its export base by exploring new markets and new products to reduce its dependency on any single market or product. Investing in branding and marketing. Pakistan could invest in branding and marketing its products to increase their visibility and appeal to foreign buyers. Building export-oriented infrastructure. Pakistan could build infrastructure to support the export sector such as ports, airports and logistic hubs. Trade agreements and market access. Pakistan could negotiate trade agreements and gain market access to reduce trade barriers and increase exports. Encouraging foreign investment in export-oriented industries. Pakistan could encourage foreign investment in export-oriented industries to boost production and exports. Creating special economic zones. Pakistan could create special economic zones to attract export-oriented industries and provide them with tax breaks and other incentives. It's important to note that these are just a few examples, and the specific steps that a country should take will depend on its unique circumstances and resources. Additionally, the country should also focus on developing a competitive edge over other exporters and constantly keep an eye on the international market trends. Here are a few books that can help teach how to reduce corruption in a country. Anti-Corruption, The Global Fight by Transparency International. The Political Economy of Corruption by Arvind K. Jain. Combating Corruption, a comparative review of selected legal aspects by United Nations Office of Drug and Crime (UNODC). In addition to the above strategies, here are a few other ways that countries like Pakistan could reduce corruption. Strengthening institutions. Pakistan could strengthen institutions such as the such as the judiciary and the civil service to improve their integrity and accountability. Strengthening institutions. Pakistan could strengthen institutions such as judiciary and the civil service to improve their integrity and accountability. Increasing transparency. Pakistan could increase transparency by making government data and financial information publicly available and by implementing open government policies. Enhancing governance. Pakistan could enhance governance by improving the rule of law and strengthening democratic institutions. Building public awareness. Pakistan could build public awareness about the negative impacts of corruption and the importance of integrity and ethical behavior. Implementing anti-corruption laws. Pakistan could implement and enforce anti-corruption laws to hold corrupt officials accountable. Encouraging whistleblowers. Pakistan could encourage whistleblowers by providing them with protection and incentives to report corruption. Encouraging civil engagement. Pakistan could encourage civil engagement by involving citizens in the fight against corruption and by empowering them to hold their government accountable. Building international cooperation. Pakistan could build international cooperation by working with other countries and organizations to combat corruption and strengthen the rule of law. Building international cooperation. Pakistan could build international cooperation by working with other countries and organizations to combat corruption and strengthen the rule of law. It's important to note that these are just a few examples, and the specific steps that a country should take will depend on its unique circumstances and resources. Additionally, it's also important to note that reducing corruption is a long-term and complex process that requires a systemic and multifaceted approach. A few books that discuss how to stabilize a country's currency include Exchange Rate Regimes, Choice and Consequences by Ariel Buira and Eduardo Levi Yayati, Exchange Rate Regimes and Macroeconomic Stability by Claudio Radaz, Fixed Exchange Rates and Economic Stability by James M. Botton. As for new ways to stabilize a country's currency, one approach could be to diversify the economy by promoting exports and foreign investment. Another approach could be to implement policies that control inflation and maintain fiscal discipline. Additionally, a central bank could use various monetary policies. Additionally, a central bank could use various monetary policy tools such as interest rate adjustments or currency interventions to stabilize the exchange rate. It's important to note that stabilizing a country's currency depends on a wide range of factors, and there is no one-size-fits-all solution. It is a complex issue that requires a combination of economic and policy measures. Here are some books that can strengthen agriculture in Pakistan. The Lean Farm by Ben Hartman, The One Straw Revolution by Masanobu Fukoku, The One Straw Revolution by Masanobu Fukuoka, The Market Gardener by Jean Martin Fortier, The New Organic Grower, 3rd edition by Elliot Colban. Innovative ways to strengthen agriculture in Pakistan could include investing in precision agriculture technologies such as drones and sensor systems to improve crop yields and reduce waste. Investing in precision agriculture technologies such as drones and sensor systems to improve crop yields and reduce waste. Promoting sustainable farming practices such as crop rotation, intercropping, and agroforestry to improve soil health and reduce the need for chemical inputs. Developing a strong agriculture extension system to provide farmers with access to the latest research and best practices. Encouraging the growth of agribusiness and agro-processing to create value-added products and increase farmers' income. Building a strong irrigation system to reduce dependency on rain-fed agriculture and ensure food security. Developing a strong export market for developing a strong export market for developing a strong export market for agricultural products by developing and building strong relationships with international buyers and improving post-harvest handling and storage. Here are a few books that discuss strategies for reducing poverty and unemployment. The End of Poverty: Economic Possibilities for Our Time by Jeffrey Sachs. This book offers a comprehensive plan for reducing poverty in developing countries, including strategies for increasing economic growth, improving education and health, and reducing corruption. Good Economics for Hard Times by Abhijit Banerjee and Esther Duflo. This book offers a comprehensive examination of the causes of poverty and unemployment and provides evidence-based solutions to help reduce them. The Poverty of Nations: A Sustainable Solution by Wayne Grudem. This book provides an economic and biblical perspective on poverty and suggests that economic growth, property rights, and limited government intervention are key to reducing poverty. The Blue Sweater: Bridging the Gap Between Rich and Poor in an Interconnected World by Jacqueline Novogratz. This book tells the story of the author's journey to start an organization, Acumen, to fight poverty and unemployment by providing funding and support to social entrepreneurs in developing countries. Here are a few ways that a country like Pakistan could reduce poverty and unemployment. Investing in education and training programs. Pakistan could invest in education and training programs to improve the skills of its citizens and make them more employable. Encouraging small businesses. Pakistan could encourage the growth of small businesses through tax breaks, subsidies, and other incentives. Small businesses create jobs and can help to reduce poverty. Investing in infrastructure. Pakistan could invest in infrastructure such as roads, bridges, and transportation systems to improve connectivity and accessibility, which can attract investment and create jobs. Encouraging foreign direct investment. Pakistan could attract foreign direct investment by providing tax breaks, subsidies, and other incentives to foreign companies that invest in the country. Implementing a social safety net. Pakistan could establish a social safety net to provide financial assistance to its poorest citizens. Reducing corruption. Pakistan could reduce corruption by implementing transparency and accountability measures in government and business. Creating jobs in the informal sector. Pakistan could support and promote jobs in the informal sector such as street vending and home-based work, which can provide a source of income for those who are unemployed or underemployed. It's important to note that these are just a few examples, and the specific steps that a country should take will depend on its unique circumstances and resources. Additionally, reducing poverty and unemployment is a long-term and complex process that requires a systemic and multifaceted approach, and it's also important to ensure that the policies and agreements are fair and beneficial for all parties involved. I hope we can get out of the trouble that we are facing because of a downturn of our economy. Thanks for watching.